All right, guys, what is up? It is Uncle Bob, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with me. We are here to continue watching One Piece together. As the title of the video says, this is Watch One Piece with me. Not reaction. This is a watch along. This is companion piece. We are here to watch this together. If you're not going to watch this with me, well, then just go watch any of the old video games that I play. You like old anime, you'll like old video games. It's a pretty easy transfer. I don't know why this platform I'm using here is so crooked today, it feels like. Oh well, it's not like this video is the actual star of the show anyway. I'm here to just be a companion. Like I said, companion piece. And yeah, we're here with episode 313 today. As soon as my phone will decide that it wants to work. Yeah. But whatever. It is officially a new year of One Piece. It is a new year, a new dawn. Yesterday, I did a video where I was just kind of reflecting on the last year of One Piece and how much I've enjoyed it and what my thoughts on it have been. And it's just, 50 minutes of me just talking about One Piece. And what's funny is I almost felt kind of bad about it because when I was doing it, it ended up being less about this last year specifically, and I guess more about how the last year has really increased to me the scope of just the universe, especially with the military and everything. It feeling like there's this whole new world that Luffy is just not ready for when it comes to opposition out there. So it was a really good watch. It was a really fun watch. Well, yeah, I'm talking about the last year. It's been a good watch, and I enjoyed it. I will say I do feel kind of bad though, because I have cried on camera to One Piece before. And I'm actually surprised the Going Merry having to be put away did not get me to shed a tear. Not that I wasn't sad. Not that it was like, oh, this is a great moment. I mean, it was a great moment of TV, but it's not like it was a happy moment. But I feel like Merry passing didn't affect me as much because I had like 9 months of waiting for that moment, just knowing that the Merry was going to get put down. I thought she already was, and seeing the Merry come back and rescue the crew and everything was great. It was awesome, but ultimately it wasn't going to change. Like, at no point when I saw Merry come back was I like, oh, they're going to sail away on Merry after this. Everything's going to be... I knew Merry still was going to have to go. It was just her time. So had I not had so long to prep for that, it definitely would have hit a lot harder if it would have been more of like a surprise. But I mean, I watched the show. I watched 2 episodes a week, and for me it was like more than 6 months. So I mean, I imagine had I been really watching the show, that would have been more than a year that I would have had to kind of prep for it. Who knows? Maybe later when I watch the show, like just 1 or 2 episodes every day, maybe the speed up on that will make it feel a lot more heart-wrenching. Maybe I'll feel it more then. But 2 episodes a week, that was like 80 episodes ago. So yeah, it just didn't hit with the same sting that I feel like it did for people that, especially now, got to watch everything much faster. But yeah, the Merry it was her time. So today we get to see the aftermath, and we will maybe get some sort of resolution with Usopp. I don't know when that's going to happen, but he obviously has to make some sort of formal amends, especially since Luffy and Chopper still don't realize that it's Usopp, which is hilarious. But yeah, guys, there's not much else to say. It's time to see what goes on from here. Yeah, it's been 5 minutes. You have enough time to find the episode and pull it up on whatever device you're gonna watch it with me with. But yeah, guys, this is episode 313. The journey to year 4 starts today. We will let's see, what is it gonna be? It's gonna be 416 is gonna be the next benchmark for year 4. Which is scary now that One Piece announced that it's going to be seasonal with only 26 episodes a year. Because for me, that's a quarter of a year. That's 3 months. So, it's going to take me 8 years to get to where the show is, not quite now, a little further backwards. But it's going to take me like 8 more years to get to that. And then after that, like that's only 2 more years worth of content afterwards. So it's like I basically now have a hard number count of 10 years basically One Piece has to finish, because I started this whole project at a time when I felt that I was pretty confident in that One Piece would be over before I'd get there. But now that I know that there's a hard 10-year limit, it's like, could Oda be writing One Piece still in 10 years? Oh, fuck. He might be. He might. I don't know. He might. I'm hoping he does it for like 35 years. So I'm hoping in like 7 he wraps it up. But like, yeah, he has 10 years to finish it. If not, I will become a week to weeker, I guess, which I wanted to avoid, but I guess if we have to, it is what it is. But 313, guys. 3, 2, 1, start. Darling. As always, with my first One Piece episode of the new year for me, happy Halloween. Got the kids in bed. Kid should hopefully crash tonight. Because they were up all day. They went trick-or-treating twice. Because in our town, it was from 3 p.m. to 7. So we went from like 3:30 to 4:30. And then they went again from like... They took like a half-hour break and then they went back out. I had to take a small nap. Because I donated plasma today. And normally I would have taken a nap right after. But I had some errands to run after I did that. So I ended up having to... I ended up skipping up on my little nap that I usually take in the day. And instead took part in Halloween festivities. Our neighborhood was lit. They had on like the other side of the block, they had 3 different houses where they were giving out alcohol, or 4. One woman was giving out White Claws. Another place had like box wine, like cheap wine. Another house had Fireball shots. Another one had Jello shots. Of course, my son heard Jello shots and he's like, I want one. And the adults were like, no, kid, not these. For me, it's Friday. I don't drink until Saturdays, so I stayed a good boy. I didn't have anything to drink. I mean, it's already 10 o'clock. In 24 hours, I'll be drunk, so... it's not like I'll be struggling. Live stream tomorrow, play some Advance Wars, chill. Tomorrow I'm listening to Ozzy Osbourne's Paranoid. Getting wasted and listening to Black Sabbath. It's going to be a good night. Dai Kozuku Chidai. Oh, we're starting off with it. Oh, you're going to do this all again? Dick. Make me suffer. Zoro checking in on his boy. Like, I know Usopp has an obvious connection to the ship, but I mean, like, that was Luffy's first ship, like, the first vessel of his dreams. And granted, I know that the beginning of this story up till now has happened in the span of, like, 2 months. But in those 2 months, they have beat the shit out of this boat. And they haven't had a Frankie around to keep it up, like, to snuff. Oh, poor boy. I still want to know why it's always daytime here. That's sketchy. Peace interrupted. A Navy Vice Admiral with a fist of love. Fist. Oh, is this... This is when... Well, I mean, he was introduced, but I mean, like, this is when... Is this when Garp gets his proper introduction? $300 episodes. Zoro losing one of his swords. Did he lose one or two? I forget. I know he lost one for sure. Rusted the fuck out of that sword. Oh, was that the cursed sword? This bites. That's all he can think. I mean, granted, it's fair. Oh, Galley Law's back. Look at Paulie with his fucking harem. The men are all in love. Frankie's house needs to be rebuilt after the Straw Hats. That wasn't Aqua Laguna. Yeah, let the babies rest. Well, we got that stuff. That stuff. Oh, wow. The Straw Hat's actually getting positive PR. Oh, yeah, we got Oimo and Kashi over here. Oh, that's going to make everything. Solid fellows. Was he going to tell him? Oh, wow. Usopp's getting an opportunity to go to Elbaf. That's a good idea, Iceberg. I almost forget about all the bullshit they did to Tom. Oh, special pirate room with kitchen and bathroom. I think it's a temporary lodging of the Straw Hats. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna miss them. Yokozuna trying to come in. Sure, they did sleep for 2 days. He ultra instinct sleeps. He has trained himself to eat and sleep at the same time. No, they're fundless. Oh, that's cute. Oh no, that's all their stuff. Okay, so they took it. It must have been heavy. No, give me your. That's cute. But yeah, for real, Robin's definitely not going anywhere. She's like, no, no, no. Listen, if they try that again, I'm fighting the fuck back. We're not. We're not just standing for it. Is this where he breaks it? Is this where he breaks the news? Adam? Adam Tree. Until I robbed you guys. He's going to volunteer to build them a ship. I mean, his predecessor built Goldie Roger's ship. Oh, but he hasn't asked to become a crew member yet. It's kind of like you gave me the money for it. Oh, okay. Frankie's goal of building one last ship. To build a ship for the Pirate King like his own predecessor did. I do want to see Luffy's reaction to it, though. Oh, the dog man. This fucking jackass. I like how narratively you could just have Zoro not be in the area and the Navy shows up, but it's just but it's just much funnier to keep him lost at all times. Like, it's just funnier. Like, they could have skipped that and just have, like, Zoro coming back and the Navy's there. You could just have it like that. But that's way funnier. Vice Admiral Garp. With this fucking mask that he wore for some reason and then will never wear again. What's with Captain Underbite here? These kids are about to lead Zoro wherever he wants. The Straw Hats. There's my man Kobe and Helmeppo. Just causing trouble and destruction for no reason. I feel like he could have just opened the door. Damn. He can flash step everyone that much still? Oof. So yeah, I, there it is. Grandpa. everyone would be so pissed. Like, bro, how the fuck is your grandfather a vice admiral? And never once did you be like, hey, my grandfather's a vice admiral. Just so y'all better know. That's pretty funny. But like, I know Garp is supposed to be like one of the best. Like I know not everything, but I know quite a bit of like how he's supposed to be seen in the One Piece world. But it's just funny that, they've just had, their newest buff that they got from being able to take out CP9, this high level government intelligence unit, and they all won. And he flash stepped faster than anybody could still even react or even like do anything about. And that's hilarious. And because I know enough about the power scaling of the later part of the series, the fact that Luffy's grabbing his head like that, I have a feeling that, they're not going to say it, but he was putting at very least armament hockey on that fist and just popped him right in the center of his forehead. And that's gotta suck for Luffy. That's, especially when he's not used to, it takes somebody extraordinary to hurt him, and to watch that happen to your captain after everything that just happened, and he just gets plopped in the face like that. That is a wake-up call right there. That's just showing what kind of strength Luffy's gonna have to get to at the end of all this. But yeah, I enjoyed it. That was a good episode. I'm ready to see a little bit more of Garp. Just knowing the kind of character he is, being the guy in the Marines, obviously that's going to put him in a bad light with the things that the world government sometimes does. But at the same time, his dad is, because I know who his dad is, since his dad's the leader of the Revolutionary Army, like, his dad is a rebel and still gave Luffy to Garp to be raised. So that has to speak, like, even from somebody who's like, my job is to remove the government. Like, it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm leaving the kid with my dad. Like, no, he's going to leave his son with somebody who, like, he knows is going to put his son at very least on the right path somehow, some way. Because, I mean, I have always contended that if Luffy were to have been a Marine, nothing would have been any different. He would have still, like, he would have gone on he still would have wound up on Alvida's ship, punched everyone, gone to the base, he would have decided to free Zoro, and then take a Navy ship if he wanted to be a Navy, like, if he wanted to be, let's just say, instead of King of the Pirates, I want to be the fleet commander or whatever. I want to be fleet commander one day. I want to be the Hokage of the sea. If that was his end goal, to be at the, top of the Marines, let's just say. I know those aren't the same thing, but, just to put a name on it. He would probably just grab a ship and be like, bye guys. And it's also Garp's grandson. So, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to force either one of them to do anything? No. No one's going to force either of them to do anything. So, Luffy's already been raised and trained by Garp, which is already very dangerous. I mean, that's why he can punch above his weight class, I feel, so much of the time, because he was raised by somebody that dangerous. And that makes it just easy for him, to have these moments where, with Crocodile and with NL, he was struggling. And then he has these rare moments where that latency, that training kicks in, and he pulls out some goofy shit. So, he manages to pull out these last minute stops because he was raised by somebody like Garp. And, you know, I don't know how I looped back on this. That's hilarious. Original point, yeah, if Luffy were, oh, I know how I looped that way. But no, if Luffy were to be a Marine, he would have just sailed island to island, kind of taking out any. Yeah, okay, I see how I got there. But no, he would have just gone island to island because he kind of fucks up criminal organizations and the Marines through the series at a pretty even pace, like pretty even between them. So, you know, he would just end up roughing up people and just not being someone that could be handled easily. Like, you would have to be sending people like admirals to deal with them because very clearly, you know, if the leader of CP9 isn't going to be what does it, you know, and you need someone like Garp to come in, that's putting you as the Navy. That's putting you in a bad spot if that character were to have even been on your side in the first place. You know, he still would have beaten the shit out of CP9 just to free Robin, and they would have been like, bro, you can't let your kid do this. And then Aokiji would probably just still let him go, like he does, because he just does that. But, yeah, I like the dynamic that he has as a character. I like that I feel like he would be the same no matter on what side. He could honestly have been a revolutionary like his father, and I feel like he would have just been like, all right, bye, Dad. I'm going. I'm going to have an adventure. Well, we need you to free people. Oh, don't worry. I'll do that. I'll do that too. Don't you worry. But, yeah, bye. And he would just wander off and do his own thing. Like, I feel any faction he were to join, Luffy would end up doing the same thing. He would just go on an adventure and just adios. But yeah, guys, I'll be back on Monday for 314. So see you then, guys. Peace.